We came to feel the music.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Chalks.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the premiere series for the World Ninja League in Brooklyn, New York at Ferox Ninja Park. We're about to kick off our next batch of divisions. It's going to be the teen female division today in the lovely city of Brooklyn. It's going to be a wild one. Ferox, known for its iconic competitions that it's hosted, including our premiere series finals from last season. And the brain behind all of those competitions is none other than brilliant course designer Zach Eichenstein, who's known for bringing in unique movements as well as supersized versions of classic obstacles. And if you want to extend the vision of Ferox, they are currently seeking franchises. So be sure to contact Zach. Anyone can franchise, so be sure to reach out to him. It's going to be a great time. But back at home base, Ferox HQ, as I would say, We are going to jump in with 8 incredible athletes in the team female division as they take on 2 courses. I'm Kane Casillas, and explaining the format of today's competition is going to be none other than my co-host, Jack Anderson.
Thanks so much, Kane. So, for all of you that are new to this Premier Series format, first of all, welcome. Today you're going to be taken on a journey, one that is exceptional and whittles us down to the top competitors. So today we're going to start with the placement course, the traditional flow course that we're all very familiar with. Today our time limit is going to be roughly anywhere between 45 seconds and a minute. If you do fall, your run is over, but that's okay. This placement course is only used to decide the run order for the challenge course. And then after all of our 8 female teen ninjas have run, we will be moving into the challenge course. Now, this is a very new and innovative format that we've only seen over the last year. You will get 2 retries over the entire course with a maximum of 1 retry per obstacle. And if you run out of attempts, your run is over. The reason that these attempts exist is because these are some of the toughest and most difficult courses we have seen in ninja history. It makes for some incredible competition. And today we're going to be looking for our top 4 athletes to qualify for finals.
That's right. And we currently have 2 athletes who have already qualified for finals. All of our athletes here were invited by being in the top 25% of regular season standings in season 9, or by placing top 25% in the Tier 1 championships, which was this past June. We've also invited a select handful of athletes based off of their performance outside of WNL, so that way they can show their skills on the biggest stage imaginable. Now, again, taking it over to our roster, we have 8 athletes, 2 of which who have already qualified for the finals at the Stanford Ninja Academy, and that would be Allison Bond and Adelina Messier. Both are going to be athletes to look out for, as they can obviously perform very well at these competitions. Adelina is also your teen female season 9 world champion, so that's going to be that's a big title to carry, Jack. Absolutely. And then, of course,
a huge title.
Running first is going to be Grace Carr. Grace placed 2nd at the Premier Series finals last year. Being so close to victory must be driving her right now. You know that she's going to want her shot at the crown once again.
Yeah, so many incredible competitors here to watch. I think we were having a bit of a giggle before this commentary started just over how stacked this lineup is. It's a very rare combination, something that you would only really see in the World Championship context. So it's great to see it here at Ferox Ninja Academy here today. So, I mean, Kane, we are in for a treat. We're going to be starting with our placement course. So that's going to play into the skills of who is the quickest, who's got the best flow. And then once we move into the challenge course, it's going to be a bigger question of strength.
Absolutely. And this challenge course has been absolutely daunting all weekend. In fact, across all divisions so far, there have only been 3 challenge course clears by Megan Moore, Ananisa Truong, and Gavin Shields in the mature kids female division for the first 2 and the preteen male division for Gavin. So we'll see if the teen female division can bring us clear number 4 on the challenge course. I do believe that someone in this field will break through. It's a very, very stacked group of athletes here.
That's absolutely right, Kane. And I think whilst we've got the opportunity before our athletes start, it's worth paying a nod to our sponsors here today. We're going to start with DGS Ninja. As we've been mentioning all day, DGS Ninja is the world-leading supplier of ninja obstacles. If you want to take your ninja skills to the next level, or start up your own gym, or start up a home gym, DGS Ninja is the place to go. And Kane, we can now kind of, as we look towards the quality of this sport and how much it's growing, there's not only just Addie Herman being a DGS Ninja sponsored athlete, but there is now a whole team of DGS Ninjas, which is so exciting to see. So if you can see yourself becoming a DGS Ninja one day, I think that's a great goal to keep in mind. Once again, a big shout out to DGS Ninja.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Jack. And of course, joining us in the 1-2-3 combo of amazing competitions is none other than NinjaWorks, the ultimate timing system. NinjaWorks has been tracking all results and running all the timers for all of our competitions, and they've, thanks to them, allowed us to have the results on the World Ninja League website, worldninjaleague.org, updating in real time. So if you're ever on the move and you can't really watch the stream, don't you worry. Just hop on the website. NinjaWorks has got your back. You guys can also make a NinjaWorks account to potentially register for some competitions down the line, all thanks to the partnership between the World Ninja League and NinjaWorks.
Yeah, both of these have been such long-time sponsors of the World Ninja League, and without these two sponsors, these competitions would not run as smoothly as they are. So whether you're looking to level up your obstacles or timing systems, definitely check both of those out. Kane, let's turn our attention back to the roster that we have here. 18 females who are all exceptional in their own rights, have great resumes that they're bringing to this competition, all from different gyms, different backgrounds, and so it's going to be interesting to see them all mashed together today to try and take out those top 4 spots.
That's right, and there's so many athletes who placed incredibly high at the World Championships. Grace Carr got 7th, Karen Gorman got 6th, and of course we have our champion Adelina Messier. It's a wild group of incredible athletes. I don't know what else to say about it. There's so many heavy hitters that narrowing it down to only 4 qualifying spots is going to be a tough one. It's a very competitive field. Now, as we said earlier, Allison and Adelina have both already qualified at the Stanford Ninja Academy. So, should they jump into the top 6, the 4 best non-qualified athletes on the leaderboard after the challenge course will be advancing to the finals, which means it will not work out for 2 of our athletes today, but for a majority of our athletes, they will be punching their ticket to Washington.
It is also important to remember that in order for the ninjas to qualify, they must also complete the first 3 obstacles of the challenge course, which can sometimes prove to be more difficult than expected. All of these athletes are going to be vying. And Kane, I think one thing that's worth pointing out with this division, because there's 4 out of the 6 ninjas who are yet to qualify should be expected to qualify here today. I think what's going to be a lot more heavily contested is that top spot. I mean, we've got a world championship winner in here. We've got Allison. We've got Grace Carr. So many people to look out for. And I feel as though their heads are, how can I win this Premier Series qualifier?
Absolutely. I mean, all of these athletes capable of that top spot. And definitely no one here is going to be lowballing themselves at all. But there is also that this does mean that there's going to be 2 placements that we're really going to want to keep our eye out for when we get to the challenge course. And that's going to be 1st place and 6th place, because 6th place may very well be our final qualifying spot here, but we shall see.
Yes. And Kane, if you had to put your money on someone, where's it going to go in terms of the winner?
Oh, this might be the toughest one that I've had to... you're putting me in a tough spot here, Jack. But someone that I've consistently bet on and consistently won with, not literally betting, but still, is Grace Carr. I'm very confident in Grace's abilities. She always performs at such a high level. Even when she doesn't get first, it's a very commanding podium spot for her. And I think, we're going to see her up on that leaderboard, whether that's 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. I almost want to 99% call it that it's her, but I don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah, if we look at Grace Carr's resume, I mean, 2nd place at the Premier Series finals last year, just losing out to Millie Baker from Australia. 3 stage 1 buzzers at Worlds, 4 stage 2 buzzers. I mean, what much better of a resume could you ask for? But if I had to put my money somewhere, I'd probably put it with Adelina Messier. I mean, to be the 2024 teen female world champion, that is in and of itself just such an achievement. And she's going to carry that momentum into this Premier Series competition. Like, the confidence that gives you, also the expectation. But enough debating, enough predictions. Let's get into our first runner.
All right, and at the starting line, coming out of Next Level Ninja is going to be Grace Carr. No introduction needed, as we've been hyping her up this whole stream so far.
Looks
like she's
huge
just
expectation.
The go-ahead. Shout out to our team down at Ferox, putting in the work, making sure all of our runs are fair, fun, and exciting.
It's going to be interesting to see the time limit they have for the teen females. I wonder if it'll be 45 seconds, a minute. Either way, they're going to be pushed for time here, and maybe we'll see some adjustments made on the course difficulty. Who knows? Grace Carr, second place last year in season 1 of the Premier Series finals. So really the only place she can go from here is first place. So we'll see how she goes on this course.
Absolutely right, Jack. Now, honestly, okay, 50 seconds. I was going to say, if they gave them a minute, the course would get clowned on. These ladies can move. So 50 seconds, I think, is a pretty solid time limit for them. It's going to push them to their absolute limit. Here goes Grace, starting us off.
Yes, she begins her attempt on this course, moving through with good pace so far. Now, with this qualifying course, we've learnt from the amateur division, you have to really attack it with a great deal of pace if you want to finish on time. And Grace Carr is racing through this course so far. These cliffhangers can always be a difficult point, can be a bit of a time chewer. But I'd say with 23 seconds, this is definitely on pace.
Yeah, this is definitely a buzzer-worthy run right here. Gonna have to static her way through the wing nuts. Going to the front side of it. Didn't really need to, and she realized that now, making the adjustment, but still has 8 seconds left. She's got to move, Jack.
Kane, this is going to be
remaining.
so close.
A big
Grace Carr coming into the finish.
And she gets the buzzer.
Gets it.
Right at the very end. 49.4 seconds to start us off. An absolute nail-biter out of Grace Carr with a smile to celebrate. And I think she lost a little bit of time here on this second obstacle. Took a lot of extra grabs, but made it up with some efficiency here on the cliffs and on this balanced turnaround. And again, down
that
to
was
the absolute
so close.
We'll see how
0.43.
Grace's time holds up on the leaderboard. Obviously, a buzzer should put her pretty high up, but a buzzer so close to timing up means that the chance to go faster is absolutely there.
Yeah, that was crazy close. And I think Grace Carr, that was a nail biter. Almost one of the closest calls we've seen so far. Again, solidifying a great time. There's 7 more competitors to go through, so hopefully they've seen just how quickly they've got to move through that course. As we now move on to Lucille Campion, a great resume as well. 3rd place at the 2023 Barbados Ninja Throwdown, and she began training after breaking her shoulder trying to do laches in the playground. So good to see that story arc come through here, as she is a phenomenal ninja.
Good reach over, using the side, and a great reach over to the ring. That's going to save her a bit of time, skipping over a lot of those bars. Working her way through, trying to set her hips to match with her hands so her momentum goes the right way. And an early dismount, nope, she's going to use every ledge. 20 seconds remaining, just a few seconds behind Grace. We saw how close Grace was to running out of time. She's got to move.
Yeah. Lucille giving us a nail biter here. Not having to take a backswing, though, on those first set of wing nuts. This is going to be so close. Is she going to be able to get it in time? She's gonna have
she
to
misses
go.
the
No!
last ring. Oh, no, runs out of time. She's going to build up the swing and get to the buzzer for some pride, but so unfortunate there.
Lucille throwing down a great run there and showing us that she deserves to be in this Premier Series qualifier. And that's going to solidify our first 2 competitors. Grace Carr as the top spot at the moment. Basically, the principle is if you finish, you will be in first place, because Grace Carr got in with with a whisker of time left.
Is that an Australian saying? A whisker?
A whisker. Kind of.
All right. Well, now Ripley Burgess is going to be taking on the placement course. Ripley was in the top 30 at the World Championships, was ranked 3rd in her region's regular season standings. And trains out of center court, as I said in an earlier stream. Center court, a massive gym. Ferox, also a massive gym, so the height and the size of these obstacles shouldn't faze Ripley.
No, not at all. It is a huge advantage when you train on those higher level obstacles. You just get used to the height, and it's that one level of intimidation that goes away from being close to the ground. She also trains in parkour, track and field, so a multifaceted athlete here, Ripley. and made it to stage 3 at Worlds, Kane. So she definitely knows how to go the distance here. 20 seconds on the clock, a few seconds behind Grace's time. Again, a nail biter here, 14 seconds. This is going to be too close for comfort here. 10 seconds on the clock here, Kane.
Well,
this is gonna be
she's going to need to pop through and... Oh, no!
No!
That ring being so low is messing up the drop for some of our athletes, and Ripley Burgess is also going to run out of time. Now, tracking the splits of all these athletes, Grace Carr made it to the balance obstacle with 23 seconds left. Ripley made it there with 20. So those 3 seconds, that's the difference right there between a buzzer and not.
And it's hard to see where Grace got those additional 3 seconds on these other competitors, but it definitely looks like it's the necessary little addition that you need to be able to get comfortably through those rings at the end and get that dismount and hit that buzzer. As we fly through these, one thing I'm loving about this placement course, Kane, is we're just flying through the athletes, like one after the other, each athlete taking up 1 minute and 20 seconds tops for the whole procedure. And we get a taste of just how good they're going to be on the challenge course.
Absolutely. Now, if I had to take an educated guess, I'd say the way to move faster and save those seconds on the first half is through the cliffhangers. Karen Gorman made stage 3, got 6th at the World Championship. She very much can move efficiently on cliffhangers. Saw it in person.
6 at the World Championships is crazy good. And we're seeing... Wow, okay, I think Grace Carr's going to be...
There's the movement we needed. The pops over, the early dismount, the back swings. 30 seconds, she's at a blistering pace right now. Puts her at the fastest to this point.
The strength behind Karen at the moment. She is going for it. 20 seconds on the clock, Kane.
Goodness.
What is going on?
This course is getting obliterated, but she needs an extra swing here. Still has 10 seconds to go.
No
Karen
way.
Gorman's going to put up the fastest time with a 40.1. Amazing run there.
That is crazy. Even with that extra backswing, still getting in 10 seconds under the clock. That really took us by surprise there. Karen didn't come in with a bio for us to understand the resume that she was coming in with. But as you said, placing so high in Worlds, you know that she is going to be a fierce competitor in this competition.
All right, and now you see Karen at the top of the leaderboard right now. At the moment, she'll be going last on the challenge course as a benefit of her fast time, with Lucy Campion currently kicking us off. But we are only halfway through our roster as Braylon Mandic-Sinasic is going to be taking on the course now. Was third in her region's season standings, coming out of Ontario, Canada. Great pop-up.
Braylon.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Huge shimmy. Nice use of both sides of the ladders there. She's going to pop forward, making good time. A couple of seconds behind Karen's pace, but slightly ahead of Grace's.
Yes. Braylon is flying through this course so far. 23 seconds on the clock. That's a comfortable point. We should see a clear here from Braylon, aged 14 and just moving through this course so well. 12 seconds on the clock here. And it's going to put her in a very happy second place.
42.4.
Oh, we don't want black and white?
Incredible run. Taking a look here, I loved the double-sided shimmy up the ladders that she did. She was moving with a good sense of urgency on those cliffs without making a silly mistake. And a great pullback to launch herself over to the dismount platform there. Got that buzzer with ease, and that's going to put her in second right now, just behind Karen.
And it's important to remember that where you place in this placement course is going to determine your run order for the challenge course, which is the all-important part of this competition. But going later in it is undoubtedly so invaluable as we move into someone who is exceptional, Allison Bond.
Allison placed third at the Premier Series qualifier in Stamford just a couple weeks ago, looking for some extra experience coming into the finals. Great move across. Good reach, using her wingspan to her advantage.
Yeah.
Making
Good
great
placement
time
there.
so far as she's coming down the cliffs.
Yeah, spending a little bit of time between each of those cliff ledges, but she's making sure of it. And because of her speed on the previous obstacles, she's coming through to the final last two obstacles with 21 seconds to go. Alison Bond here, moving through this course really fast, setting a great potential time here with 12 seconds on the clock. Gets that final ring.
Oh, she's going to need an extra swing here. And she gets the dismount and the buzzer. Alison Bond with a time of 45.6 is going to land in third place.
She can be very happy with that. Of course, Alison has already qualified, so really got nothing left to prove other than can she just take out the win here at Ferox today? And the answer is it's definitely possible. She definitely has what it takes. And we look at those standings once again. Alison's going to be in third place. Grace Carr in fourth, who was our first runner of the day. Ninja after Ninja, that we're beginning to push the barrier. Karen Gorman still really high up there, but if there's someone that's going to do it, Kane, I think it might be our next competitor.
That's right. Adelina Messier is the 2024 Teen Female World Champion. And while Alison got third at Stanford a couple weeks back, Adelina got second.
Wow. And we're about to see why she is the world champion here. Adelina, so much strength, so much intensity with every single obstacle as she flies through those cliffhangers, making them look so easy. Now moving through with 25 seconds on the clock. This is a good pace here. It's going to be contesting that top spot of Karen's at the moment.
All right, now coming into our final obstacle, a quick match and grab here. She's going to give it one more pullback.
This is going to be close
for the swing, and she's just going to be behind Karen, but should be good. Actually, 40.4. No, Karen got 40.1.
I don't know.
Karen got 40.1. 0.3 seconds is what separates first and second right now. Amazing job by Adelina. Such a clean run.
Our 2024 world champion showing why she deserves to be in that spot. Adelina has already qualified as well as Alison, so they're taking up two of the top four spots at the moment, but luckily they will not be considered in who qualifies because they already have qualified. Were you expecting Karen to throw down such a great run there, Kane?
It doesn't surprise me at all. Like I said, I got to commentate the teen female division at Worlds this past June. And so I got to see all of these athletes show their stuff. So see, oh no, Kendra! Oh, she's alive. She's alive. She's fine.
Can she recover? Kendra, coming age 13 from Canada, which is great to see. Her biggest accomplishment, she writes, was finishing second at the Canadian Nationals in 2023. So a great resume. And I'll tell you what, Kane, she's really coming back here from adversity there, shaking off that little fumble at the start and still coming in with a similar time to our top competitors here.
That's right. She may have had a little stumble there that definitely will cost her the fastest time, but a clear, still well within reach here for Kendra. And a huge dismount there. Kendra McTaggart shakes her head. Clearly not the run that she wanted, definitely not the start she wanted, but she's still going to find herself in the top 5.
Yeah, that's such a testament to how strong of a competitor she is. Had that little mistake there, but still came back with, a top 5 time and finished comfortably within this very strict course time limit. And Kane, that is going to round out our competitors here for the placement course. Blink and you'll miss them because of how quick they've been going. We can see Karen Gorman holding on with a time of 40.13 seconds, followed by Adelina Messier. And, those two positions are going to be well contested here in the challenge course.
Definitely. And then, of course, can't count out our two Canadians taking third and fourth, Braylon and Kendra. Kendra, to think, probably could have threatened that top time if she hadn't taken that little trip on that first obstacle. Really
that must have
impressive
cost like 3 seconds. That is very impressive because, yes, when you do think about it, she was probably down for 3 seconds and that would have affected her momentum a lot. So Kendra can be very proud of that 4th position result, followed by Alison Bond, Grace Carr, Ripley Burgess, and Lucille Campion. Do not discount any of these athletes seeded a little bit earlier in the competition. I think this teen female division is fierce and one of the most competitive we've seen in Premier Series history. So we are going to be looking for our top 4 athletes coming into the challenge course, which is going to be slightly more difficult, actually significantly more difficult, as once again we look at our top 3.
It's crazy. Like I said, I got to commentate this division at Worlds, and seeing all of these athletes display their strength. Out of the 8 that are here, this top 3, if you told me this was the top 3, I would say, yeah, sure, that makes sense. If you were to tell me, that 3 different athletes made the podium of the placement course, I would say, yeah, sure, that makes sense. Like, none of this phases me, and it just goes to show that this challenge course is going to be the most competitive of the weekend. It's going to be absolutely wild. There's Adelina's run, as we just saw replays of Braylon's highlights right there.
Yes, all of these competitors are exceptional. Karen, you said she placed 6th at the Worlds, I believe?
6th place, yep.
Wow, and that is no easy feat. And then to come out here and throw down, honestly, just a mind-bogglingly quick run, so ahead of the competition. Karen really standing out here as the athlete to take it all out, but she's going to be hot on her heels with another 7 competitors looking for that top spot.
And it's still anyone's game, so be sure to tune in just a bit. We'll be back with the challenge course where Lucille Campion will be kicking us off and Karen Gorman will be rounding us out. Welcome back, everyone, to the teen female division for the Ferox Ninja Park qualifier for the World Ninja League Premier Series. We have 8 incredible athletes about to take on the challenge course, and 4 qualifying spots up for grabs. Placed 4th on your run order and 7th on your run order are Allison Bond and Adelina Messier. So they have already qualified at the Stanford Ninja Academy, and that means that we could drop as far down as 6th place for our qualifying spots here, depending on how our non-qualified athletes do in comparison to Allison and Adelina. Now, our athletes will be taking on the challenge course, which was made specifically for the Premier Series. So here to break it down is none other than my partner, Jack Anderson.
Thank you very much, Kane. So, for those of you who are just tuning in, we've just had the placement course, we've got our run order right next to us, and what we're going to be seeing now is one of the most challenging courses that you'll see in Ninja history, and that is why on this challenge course we have the very innovative format of allowing the competitors to have 2 retries across the entire course with a maximum of 1 retry per obstacle. So if you see your favorite ninja fall, don't be afraid. That's completely normal, and almost every single ninja will use at least 1 retry, if not both retries. If you use both your retries or at least one of your retries on a single obstacle, your run will be over, and that will determine our final results. We are looking for our top 4 athletes to qualify for the finals later this year in Washington. It's going to be one to watch. I was informed by Kane that we have 40 competitors across each division that we're looking for across the globe. So that's going to be a great competition later this year. But at the moment, we're looking for our top 4, 6 to 8. There's 6 ninjas who are potentially up for grabs for these top 4 spots. Every single one of them, to be truthful, Kane, deserves a spot in the Premier Series finals. So it's going to be hard to say goodbye to 2 of them for this year.
Yeah, and that's not to say that this is the end of the road for our athletes. There's definitely plenty of qualifiers still to come down the road this Premier Series that any athlete can attend as long as they've qualified, as long as they've received an invitation to the Premier Series. They can attend as many qualifiers as they would like and try and shoot for a spot in the finals. Now, it looks like we are going to get ready very soon, but what I'm curious about is the course here, Jack. This challenge course has been menacing all weekend, and there's so many grip intensive obstacles, and we have so many stage 3 athletes here, you know, so many competitors with grip strength for days, and I really think that this is going to be one of the most competitive fields we've seen in Premier Series history.
That's actually a really good point, Kane, that you bring up, which is these are stage 3 athletes, and that's really going to play to their strengths on this challenge course. This has hands down been one of the most grip-intensive Premier Series qualifiers that we've seen in a while. Not only is there vertical limits, but there's cliff ledges, more cliff ledge lashes as well to add on to all the chaos. So we'll see what course they're up against. Every course has been modified for their respective division. As we begin with Lucille Campion, she's competed in 16 comps this year already, so a really experienced ninja, and she's got a hook in her hand, so who knows what that's going to be used for.
Well, it looks like she's going to jump up and thread the needle on that ring with the cane as she jumps right out quickly onto obstacle number 2. Knows the caliber of competitor she's facing, so she's not wasting any time. Quickly out of there, coming into the cat climb. Obstacle number 3. Lucy actually began training after breaking her shoulder while trying to do laches on the playground. Knowing that there was no way to keep her from attempting to mimic ninjas, they brought her to the Windsor Ninja Academy, where she started taking classes and eventually joined the team. She's gone to the Barbados Ninja Throwdown 2 times, been at the World Championships 3 times, and loves the opportunity to travel for Ninja, turning every competition into an excuse to explore a new area in the country. She's not doing Ninja, she's running cross country and participates in track and field as well. Also enjoys hiking, biking, kayaking, and most any other outdoor activity. Well, that's good, but now we got to see if she's been climbing or doing anything else with her grip strength as the major crux point here. The beginning of a 3-obstacle gauntlet starts here with the UFOs, but limits.
Okay, This was the obstacle that we saw in other divisions completely crush the competitor field. Will our teen females stack up against it? Lucille is struggling to get an initial grip because you have to factor in just how small that ledge is and how much momentum she's carrying each time she grabs onto it. And with each attempt she has on this, it's just sapping her strength and making it infinitely harder every single time. So let's hope Lucille can get her hands on this UFO.
She looks like she might be going for a skip here. She goes for the second bowl and peels off. That might be the beta here. It looks like that bowl is in play for our teen female athletes, which means if the lâché is landed, they could save themselves a lot of time and energy.
That is crazy. What a beta break there. If she can get it, everyone's going to be copying that.
Oh, but you can see she might just be a little tired. Yeah, that swing does not look as clean as it did earlier on, especially on the last fidget spinner obstacle that she just beat. Looks like she set it up now. Gets the cat.
What a grab. She's
and
now
tries to reach up to the board. Looks like you're going to have to lâché up to that too. And Lucille Campion might have broken the beta as her run comes to a close.
Yeah,
she moved very quickly as well through the first 4 obstacles, set herself a good time, puts the pressure on the other athletes to have to beat obstacle number 5.
Yes, and to be fair, to her credit, with only 6 eligible ninjas here today and 4 spots up for grabs, Lucille could find herself a spot here. She did move very quickly through those first 4 obstacles, so only time's going to tell as we move on to our next eligible candidate, Ripley Burgess, another very strong ninja coming out of Center Court Lawrence.
Ripley says her favorite sport is ninja, but she also participates in parkour, track and field, advanced chorus in the school play, and acro dance and junior lifeguard. Just finished basic leadership training in boot camp for her high school's JROTC as well. This is a jack of all trades right here, and most likely master of many, if her ninja skill is any indicator.
Yeah, it's crazy to think how exceptional these ninjas are and just how multifaceted and multi-talented they are.
Foot tap there.
Okay, luckily there was no energy lost there. Very little time lost as well. So it's not too much, but it's the mental that impact might have throwing her momentum out.
We saw Ripley place in the top 30 at the World Championships. And out of 100 some odd competitors, top 30 is incredibly impressive.
That is very impressive. She's placed 3rd in the standings currently as she lines up obstacle 4. I would say she's probably slower at this point than previous competitors, Lucille.
Amazing grab there by Ripley on that last fidget spinner.
This is going to put the pressure on her, Kane, to maybe have to complete obstacle 5 to find herself a spot. She saw Lucille go through it and do the lâché. Is Ripley going to follow suit?
It looks like that's what she's aiming for right now.
It's a big lâché.
Oh no, she went for the vertical limit grab, and it didn't work out for her. Maybe doesn't trust that she can make that far of a throw on that small of a target. Or maybe just trust in her grip strength more. No, it looks like we're going for a big swing here.
Yes, this could be the lâché. It's a big lâché, a big ask. Oh, a lot of momentum. Oh, it's all going sideways for her. Ripley
She's going
might
now.
have to reset. Just not flying in the right direction.
Yeah, I think she was trying to move her hands around to guide herself, and it just didn't work out for her. She is 9 seconds behind Lucille Campion to that point, which does put her in 2nd place for the time being.
It does. Unfortunately, whether or not that's going to be enough to hold, we will have to wait and see. This teen female competitor field is fierce and one of the toughest teen female competitor fields we've seen in a long time. So, as we move on to Grace Carr, 3rd in the power rankings, such a strong athlete. She was first in the placement course, first to take on the placement course, I should say. She completed it, and hopefully now she's going to go the distance here on this challenge course.
We saw Grace clear by the skin of her teeth, had her back against the wall, and that's not something we're really used to when it comes to Grace Carr. But I think this course plays much more to her strengths. I think she's going to be a lot more in her element right now.
Okay, well that's very good to hear as she begins her attack and completes obstacle 2. Now coming into this cliff climb, which is so taxing on the body. And it's good to see in the amateur males, we saw a lot of the competitors not making this jump here, but the team females seem to be learning from their mistakes and doing it very comfortably.
So far making pretty good time. About 40 seconds utilized. Thought she was going to link it there. She's going to go for that top hold on the fidget spinner.
So smooth.
She dismounts out of there, and I do believe that off of time, that's going to put her ahead of Lucille, which would guarantee Grace Carr a spot in the Premier Series finals. Ahead of, you only need to be ahead of 2 non-qualified athletes in order to qualify. And now Grace can focus on the clear. Gets the lâché, no surprise. She's going to tilt herself sideways to try and catch that board. Oh, she goes for one side. Gets it. Kind of an L grab. And the dismount. Grace Carr hops into first place. Gonna chalk up here before the cliff line.
And because she skipped that UFO, she's now saved her strength, her pinch strength for these cliff ledges. It is a long cliff ledge, but Grace looking very comfortable so far, showing great technique. Is she gonna go for the middle point? Yes.
She's gonna do a turnaround move.
Very smart.
And turns back to face the blue ledge properly, makes that transfer across. Is now just one move away from the dismount. There we go, coming into obstacle number 7 now.
Grace feeling very comfortable here and making our jobs as commentators actually very easy. This has been such a smooth run, Kane. She was in by the tooth of an just in with the time limit during the placement course, and now is going so well through this challenge course. But as I say that, can she connect? Oh, no, she can't. That reverse grab is a big lâché.
Yeah, I saw her try and switch her grip on the trapeze. I think she was maybe trying to give herself a little bit of a twist, and that threw off her swing. Let's see if she can clean that technique up a little bit more. Give herself the height that she needs. Lots of power and just airballs it. And that's going to end Grace Carr's run. But again, being ahead of 2 non-qualified athletes does ensure that we will be seeing her at the Premier Series finals, where she can battle for a spot at the title once again.
Yeah, Grace moved through that course so well, looking like she was going to link those fidget spinners even at one point, and flew through the UFO obstacle, which has been such a crux point across all the divisions here today. And those cliff ledges, again, making use of great climbing technique there. And it's just this obstacle 7. Kane, that is such a far distance. Like, you could just see there, Grace had such a big backswing and even still was coming up short on that grab.
Well, regardless, she is going to be standing in the top spot for now. We still have 5 athletes to go, including our next athlete, Allison Bond, who's already qualified for the finals. So what happens here does not affect who qualifies for finals today. But Allison, wants that top spot and is already moving through with a great sense of urgency. She actually just underbarred through the cane and ring on the first obstacle. Didn't even get to highlight that because she was already done with the second.
Yeah, Allison moving with so much pace, showing us why she's already qualified at Stanford. Just coming here to just prove how good she is and perhaps take out that winning spot. And this is going to be contesting Grace Carr's pace at the moment, moving with such a sense of urgency here, really not taking any time to rest.
Nice.
So comfortable on these.
All right.
Now, we know she's got a big lâché behind her, so I have full confidence that she'll be able to get this lâché here.
I can see that as well, but it looks like she's actually going for the vertical limit grab.
Oh, wow.
Instead. And she's going to reach out for the ball. And it worked for her. Now for the move over to the board. And that might have cost her a little bit of time as opposed to building up swings for 2 quick laches. But Allison Bond is going to navigate her way out of this obstacle once she straightens her swing.
This is going to cost her a lot of time. She's in limbo at the moment and she doesn't want to be here. Oh no, she doesn't have to restart the obstacle, hopefully. Hopefully she can find her footing here.
Rough.
Especially having to hang up here for so long. She's finding her way, she's getting the distance, right?
She's trying to kick her right leg, twisted off, and she gets the clear there. Made contact with the platform, went forward, crossed that plane. She is in, and now taking on that cliff line.
But that did cost her a lot of time, a lot of energy. It's going to knock her confidence a little bit as she moves on to the cliffhangers and begins her journey across so many cliff ledges.
Nice bump of the right hand across for that drop down. Now has to do it again. You have to think her arms might be a little sore, and she peeled off. But that's all right. She still has a retry and 38 seconds to go.
That's absolutely right, Kane. It's going to be a big ask, though, for her to do this after hanging on that previous obstacle for so long.
That's right.
You can see
the athlete started here at the Movement Lab in New Jersey, then went to Ninja Mania for Connecticut. Ooh, so close.
And you can see her just lying flat there, just knowing she's given it her all, and just probably a little bit of unluckiness that really got the better of her there. Allison is going to be a formidable competitor in our Premier Series finals later this year in Washington. Is going to be definitely one to watch. That is, to say the least. And yeah, just those cliff ledges, just tiring out. We know she's capable of it. It was just a little bit unlucky on obstacle number 5.
You can see there Allison taking the second place spot. At Stanford, she got 3rd, so we'll see if she can stay on the podium for the 2nd straight competition. But now Kendra McTaggart is going to be attacking the course. Kendra had a surprisingly awkward fall on the first obstacle, but kept her run alive and still managed to finish in 4th place in what is one of the most impressive runs we've seen all weekend. So I'm very excited to see how she does now that, you know, her movements are much cleaner and confident.
Yeah, Kendra really took us by surprise there with that little fumble on the placement course. But yeah, just when she pulled it back, that really blew our minds as to how quick she was moving. She was moving as fast as the top times. So as she comes into this placement course, she's once again demonstrating why she deserves to be here, why she's in the top 25% in the world, as she lines up for this fidget spinners.
All right, setting it up now. Great swing forward. Is she going to go for the top or the bottom? We've seen every athlete so far reach for that top, and she did exactly that. Pulled through immediately and got the dismount in perfect time right now. She's just going to have to
very well.
Make it over. Now, we can see that she had to jump up a little on the shorter side. So, I don't know. Will we see a big lache out of her, or are we going to see the vertical limit?
Ooh.
We'll see the limit. Looks like we're going to see the limit. But she's going to have to reset after a little misgrab there.
I think she might be going for the lache now, Kane.
Oh, my
wow.
goodness, she held on. That was crazy. And she reaches over for that second bowl. Now up to the board, which she gets. And a nice swing and reach around. Got the dismount there, no problem. Coming up to the cliff line with 1:13 left.
Yeah, very well done there by Kendra. A minute on the clock now for the cliff ledges. That would have taken a lot of energy out of her to do that UFO cliff ledge, vertical limit, sorry. But now, as she moves through the cliff ledges, she's making it look, she looks comfortable, I would say.
Yeah, very smooth. Looks like she's going to end up becoming the 2nd athlete in this division to beat the cliff line. I don't think she did it faster than Grace Carr, but her run is still alive. She just has to get the dismount here, which she does.
And she does.
Now with
It is a
30
bit
seconds
of
left.
If she can get this reverse grab, that will be crazy.
That
This
will
is a
be
big
huge.
lâcher here as she lines up on obstacle 7 for this reverse grab.
Look at the air time
Ah.
she got there. Oh man, had a great backswing. I think she maybe should have taken one more swing to give herself a little extra power, but I do think it's within her reach if she times it right. She went a little early there, not as much swing as last time, but Kendra McTaggart still going to give an amazing run into second place, which means she will be advancing to the Premier Series finals.
Yeah, so smooth all around, just a phenomenal ninja. And in second place at the moment, yeah, she'll be holding on to that Premier Series spot, showing us that she's got that vertical limit capacity. And whilst Grace Carr skipped over it by doing that lâcher, I think what these ninjas are demonstrating is that they've got it within their wheelhouse to be able to do these very difficult vertical limits, which is great to see as Kendra solidifies herself in second place, but Grace Carr out in front by a solid 25 seconds. Kane, is anyone going to be able to beat that?
Ah, man, I think it's possible. You know, like I said, this is the most competitive field we have all weekend. One of the most competitive fields we've seen in the Premier Series. And with 3 runners left, I mean, they're all very deserving of a top spot here. Braylon Mandik-Sinasik as well out of CTC Obstacles. Definitely someone who could dethrone Grace Carr.
Braylon, our third top-seeded competitor, going to be attacking this course with pace, as she did with the placement course, recording our third fastest time. Her ninja nickname, funnily enough, is the Donkey Ninja. She joined Ninja 3 years ago with the condition she would never actually compete. We now know that not to be true. 3 years later, she's at every single comp within driving distance. Ninja is her passion, and she also wrestles at school. So, what a story. I'm curious to know where the nickname the Donkey Ninja comes from. I hope that's a good thing.
Right. I would assume it's a good thing. Otherwise, I would assume she wouldn't have stuck with it. But anyways, we've now seen one of our Canadian athletes today qualify for the finals. Let's see if Braylon can make it 2 for 2.
She came 61st at Worlds, but is third in her standings at the moment as she gears up for what is very clearly a
Wow.
lâcher. Wow. Honestly, I think that's the beta, Kane. I think it's saving them so much time, so much energy. And she's going to be in contention with Grace Carr's time at the moment if she can keep up this pace.
I was about to say, not having to use a vertical limit before a massive cliff line is such a luxury that some divisions didn't have. And so if the option's there to skip, I would go for the skip as well, and it worked out for Braylon.
Yeah, and thanks to Lucille, we know this skip is possible. I don't think without Lucille taking that risk to begin with at the start of this competition, it may have gone ignored the entire time.
Uh-oh, now a little twist around here, and she's good. And I do
Wow.
believe she's about to get there with the fastest time. If she can get there within the next 4 seconds. That's going to be... Oh, but she fell off. She got the clear, though. She's good. She touched...
Okay.
And she touched the platform. She went forward, crossed the plane. Now, I want to say that the difference between Braylon and Grace's times are less than a second. I'm not entirely sure who got there first. I think it might be Braylon.
Well, if Braylon can
Wow, look
complete
at this
obstacles...
swing.
Whoa!
Is there a front side there that she tried to grab, or...
It looks like it. I think there might be a front side to this grab, which would be very handy rather than it just being a sole reverse grab. Braylon having the best attempt so far on this obstacle. Does she have it in her to get this one final backswing? She lines it up.
Oh, and I think she tried to grab the top the first time, but Braylon's run is going to end 156.5, puts her a half second ahead of Grace Carr and into first place, which means, of course, she has qualified for the Premier Series finals.
What a run there from Braylon. And yeah, really solidifying herself as a top athlete in this field. Having only been training the sport for 3 years now, she has done so well to be in a top spot here. Oh, and just missing that reverse grab. That looked very promising. Okay, Kane. now we're moving into a competitor who has a reputation larger than life.
Oh yes, Adelina Messier, our reigning world champion, who got second place at the Stanford Ninja Academy qualifier just a couple weeks ago. We'll see if she can get another podium, or potentially get what she did not get at Stanford, which is the win.
Yeah, it's really low stakes for her being here because she's already proven herself in the previous qualifier. And now all she can do here is just try and take out the win, which is why I think she's here. For both the experience and to make a statement that she's here to win. She's our 2024 Teen Female World Champion, and she wants that golden slam of not only having the World Championship under her belt, but also the Premier Series Championship.
Here we go, coming into the fidget spinners. It was such a problem for past divisions, but now is just another obstacle for our athletes to pull through. Adelina making it look effortlessly easy right now.
Yeah, I would say that all the teen females have made that obstacle look very effortless, which is great to see, just the quality of athletes that are being brought to this competition today. Adelina doing that beta break, making the skip. Looks like she might be going straight for the... I was worried she was going to go straight for the ring there.
Oh, no! What?
Ooh!
It was such a clean attempt there with the skip from bowl to bowl and bowl to board. She tried to pull herself over to the ring instead of a reach out. I don't think her hands were far enough on the board to get a good reach over, so she tried to pop herself over instead. Going for that skip again. 2 for 2 on that, but she's a little circular.
She's got a lot of swing.
She's going to have to straighten herself out. Oh, but she tries to utilize that. Oh, but it worked because now she's back on target. And she goes straight for the ring, skipping the board entirely, and she's out of there. Adelina Messier now on the cliff line.
The question is, though, how much gas does she have left in the tank? Adelina was up there for a very long time, and that was a very strenuous obstacle. And now she's got to do the cliff ledges and obstacle 7 if she wants to take out the top spot. Unfortunately,
it's worth noting that even if you're not using the vertical limits on that obstacle, you are making big lache throws, and that amount of power takes out a lot of energy from any athlete. So regardless, after this obstacle, which it looks like she's going to demolish, she is going to be a little tired.
Okay, if she can get this reverse grab, she will solidify herself as the top ninja. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the fastest time to this point, so the stakes couldn't be higher here. Adelina, our 2024 world champion, can she also pull off this reverse grab?
Got the height for it. Oh, trying to go front side.
Okay. She's got
now
one more attempt.
I believe she finds herself in 3rd place right now. You can tell she's hunched over, shaking out. You can tell that the course is starting to pay its toll on her. Almost got the reverse grab, just a little low. I think her finger got it.
And Adelina Messier is going to be in 3rd place with that run. Adelina started out so strong. Our strongest run to the point of obstacle 5. But obstacle 5 is where it all came unstuck. Just from that ring grab there, she couldn't quite get it to stick. Her momentum wasn't correct. She went back, readjusted, got it the 2nd time, but unfortunately it was too little too late, and that one mistake is going to cost her today's qualifier title as we move into our final competitor here. The individual with the fastest placement course time, Karen Gorman.
Now, it's worth noting that as Allison and Adelina have landed in the top 6 today, that means that 6th place is on the bubble, and currently that is Lucille Campion. She made it to the 5th obstacle in 58.8 seconds. So if Karen can get there faster than that, which it currently looks like she's going to do, then Lucille will be eliminated.
This run is so quick. The cameras are struggling to keep up here. Karen has taken this competition by storm today. She threw down a run in the placement course that was 10 seconds faster than the required time of 50 seconds, which we didn't even know was possible. Karen flying through this course, demonstrating so much power, so much technique, so much confidence, Kane. I have full faith that she can take this competition out if she can get through this obstacle here.
Well, her grip is absolutely insane. And she's showing that here, and it looks like, well, she definitely has jumped off of time into that top 6 already. And she's going to clear this obstacle to really ensure her spot in the finals. And Karen Gorman punches her ticket to Washington. Now the question is, how high up the leaderboard will she go?
Well, with a time of 1 minute 42, if she can get through this obstacle in maybe the next 30 seconds, she will solidify herself in that top spot, Kane. So this is a very exciting prospect here. She deserves that top spot, having come first in the placement course. But can she make it happen here? Karen Gorman, 1:25 on the clock, looking so comfortable here, Kane.
Wow, she even went to the last ledge, even though she could have just done the skip. She is all good. And did it in 1 minute 44 seconds, which puts her in first place. We do have our official winner here for the team female division. It is Karen Gorman. But of course, we want to see her go even further. We want a challenge course finish.
Yeah, Karen has thrown down 2 great runs today. So much pace and so much power behind every single one of her moves. If she can pull off this reverse grab, it's going to be insane. As she gears up, big lâché.
Oh! She didn't really get her hands up, but she got her. She flew up there.
Yeah,
I think it's a gettable grab for her.
This is definitely possible. Karen is going to be one to watch in Washington later this year as she goes for her second and final attempt on Obstacle 7.
Come on, Karen. We want to see that reverse catch. Yes! No! Oh, had it for a split second, but just too much momentum coming forward on that front swing, and it peeled her off. Such a good try, though, from Karen Gorman, our winner of today's team female competition.
Yes, well, everyone's going to be a little bit nervous now knowing Karen is going to be making her way to Washington later this year. She made that UFO cliff ledge look way too easy. Almost connected on that reverse grab, looked so promising, but unfortunately just couldn't quite connect. As we take a look at our final standings once again, we've got Karen, Braylon, and Grace as our top 3. Adelina Messier, our 2024 Teen Female World Champion, coming in 4th place. Then Kendra, and it's important to note that that will announce our top 4 qualifiers for today. So Karen, Braylon, Grace, and Kendra. And then Allison and Adelina had already qualified. Lucille and Ripley, unfortunately, won't be finding their place here today, Kane. But the good news is there's still more qualifiers, so we might see them again later this season.
Yeah, huge shout out to our top 3 specifically. We're going to be getting some replays up for them. I called it as well. I said 99% sure Grace Carr is going to be on that podium somewhere. Takes 3rd place. Canada's Braylon taking 2nd. And then Karen Gorman in 1st. Here's Grace's highlights right here. Good setup.
What a great run by Grace. And I think your faith was well placed here. Grace solidifying herself in this competition. She's going to be one to watch as we come into the finals in Washington. I think the whole teen female division is going to be such a fierce competitive field. You know, if you take the top 40 females in the world, bring them all to Washington and see what happens. I think it's going to be a great competition here. And we can see, once again, Braylon, Mandich, Sinasak in 2nd place, another phenomenal competitor who has also earned her spot in Washington, which is going to be very exciting to watch her compete as well.
Yeah, I mean, if this weekend and Stanford was any indicator, the teen female division is going to be a banger in the finals as we add more talented athletes, especially when we head back to Australia and get reigning champion Millie Baker coming up.
Yeah, so many strong athletes. I'm sure they're all going to be wanting to take the title from the Australians, who I think managed to get 2 titles last year in the Premier Series finals.
That would be correct.
A lot on the line there as we take a look at Karen once again, our reigning qualifier champion here today. A great one to get under her belt as well, just to have this confidence coming into the finals later this year and to know I'm one of the top competitors out of these 10 qualifiers, and I'm the one to watch. And yeah, she really showed up the rest of the competition a fair bit there.
Well, with that, we are going to wrap up our team female division. So be sure to tune back in a little later for the team male division, starting at roughly 2:45 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have, I believe, 15 athletes in that division, and not 15, 20.
20.
And heavy hitters after heavy hitters. Imagine 20 Mike Tysons in the ring at the same time. That's what you're getting. That is exactly what you're getting. So be sure to tune in for that. And then our elite female division at 5 o'clock and our elite male division at 6:15. That's going to be later today. And if you want to watch back any of the past divisions from yesterday or today, you can check out the World Ninja League YouTube under the live stream tab. And then, of course, the action will continue with some future qualifiers. Next week, we'll be in Texas at Austin Ninjas, where we're going to see some of the best in the West, the Wild Wild West. Then we take it down under to the compound for the Australian competition, August 29th to September 1st. Arc Ninja will be kicking off their association with the WNL on September 7th and 8th with their qualifier. Life Force Ninja brings it even further west with their qualifier ahead of the Premier Series finals. On September 28th to 29th, we head over to the UK for True Function Ninja Training Ground. Then we take it back to Florida, October 12th and 13th at the SoFlo Ninja Academy. And we round out our qualifiers with Modus Ninjas hosting their second qualifier in the Premier Series, October 19th to 20th, all leading up to November 15th to 17th, the Premier Series finals back at Life Force Ninja. It's been an absolute blast, and we still have 3 more electric divisions coming up, so be sure to check back in around 2:45 for the team male division. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you very soon.